se akwakoda no wono pa de a citizen no want to me entena faako enhwe magana japade ati say no yenton emfa ma onipa baakofo, especially when the person is a minister under this government. There be was here banisa conflict of interest, any issues ahodo a ekeka aka ho nyina no na entwe ye ema Ghana fo nso ebufu ehye wo mo abufu. Now the new announcement Southton, Northton, Rashibidjani, no, Ediaba, no, and it's say one more answer. In this case, we're referred to Abai na afe one more and desisted from such initiatives. Demonstration, Anna Ubeti me aye, ewo krom papa. Quite an interesting one. Na mamin kwa humane so na many ora David of Bryan Acheampong ending combo. Mr. Acheampong, good morning, and pom to saying.
Okay. Nyame adom me hoye na also e
Erade adom yenso ye hoye na mete wonka na ache
alas me bisa wase na ese watia wona achi
Isaiah fa me da se adofe waje so now the kind minim say what yetie nkomo bia you have also been a former member of the Senate board. What's na Senate board no so ahwe huge Senate kwan a wo mo fa so a wo mo di wo mo dwumadie ahodo pi de to so bi wo mo investment ahodo a wo mo ye de ntia e mo yes investment ni nyina no as a former board member no you've been privy to some of these things AC. First of all, ma yentiase such decisions no aya na efrihin ana eba na afeyemra the substantive issue.
Yo speaker me that say me chair for ni ahwefo said the work and no yen survey under the 13th board of SSNIT we share emrana establishes SSNIT board na organized labor for your nipa 9 and your board no so until from 2016 to January 2021 na me General Secretary of NAT, Prince Ankara, General Secretary of Ghana Mine Workers Union, Naba Azonko no a president of CLOSAG. Now I think regional coordinator for the Upper East region, and TUC for Deputy Secretary General Joshua Nsa. Yen represented the interests of organized labor on the board of SSNIT for that 4 years. The 13th board now inaugurated. Now, speakers, I want to say a board is as good as its management. And you know, say you do what na board so mona management and direction. The direction also will depend on a lot of things that will come before the board. Yen dia ye tena hono na ye adwumayefo na msifo. Intina ye greatest incentive and they say be protect the investment of workers so far as retirement was concerned. Intineme bia ye de gidi say ye in the interest of protecting the interests of the people we represented on the board.
Representing the interest, Yes, there may be some of Bryan Acheampong representing the interest, Now the question is that Edwumayeni bia no etua contributions to SSNIT. And only been a SSNIT edikoye investment na emfaso ebeba so no. I mean they are able to give back to the same workers a contributee. Yeah. At the time I survey were board in the so was there any instance a buy yes I mean nyumayeku ahodo bi a SSNIT ewo interest wo mo no ye bedroom pempenso as say ye turn those interest na shares no emma other entities na afei I mean for one reason or the other no SSNIT etimi do away with such investment. Now how prudent has it been in time past our board no so no the interest of SSNIT in some of these major hotels ye di hon komo anope?
Well, say SSNIT ever turn the shares in some of the companies there na CBBRI akra ansa na ye buy. Obaka na bank bi o penny. Okay, na SSNIT for there. SSNIT for turn my Ecobank. Problem here okay. Ma. Now SSNIT for majority shares in Merchant Bank. SSNIT for turn here Emma group here friend for test. And a toy MRCC Amino because I think says SSNIT retaining about 3% shares in it. Speaker no cry work on and say SSNIT a juma. So nimsa.
Exactly.
Enti aban now appointed the board chairman and the director generals of the organizations are SSNIT. In the same way, no companies are SSNIT own no. And yes, SSNIT board and appointed chairman and the chief executives of the companies. Aban now appointed one. But the base companies no running a ground na omu hie sika dia. Omo nkwa aban ho. Na oma ba SSNIT ho. Na chabe pure board nim. Say SSNIT enso wo masen. Look, hotels asemi a omo ken. We took that decision during our tenure. Because companies need be where I don't want to mention names. Mutamu a journalist, you can go to SSNIT, get the documents and look at it. Hotels need be where boso me so a. Omo tu omo dwuma ye fo ka. Na oma ba SSNIT abeka kire yen say omotua omo workers ne de ka na mom omo ntimi ntua workers no social security contribution womo ntimi ntua womo income tax a omo de koma GRA yensa ma womo sika infant electricity so speaker you ubisa ho say ejuma for sika ne ye invest na ya set up an organization I was say edi income ebrey na yetimi nya sika na ejuma for kɔ ahomjimu a ye da so ma sen yie na womo asan ba be ka kire what ejuma ne say ejuma ya afi bosom we nyina no sika enya ye ne ye tua ye ho ka na mom social security kura o se tua ema workers na mo so mo betimi enya bia invest no ye ni bi kania kura ye ni sika e beto kania income tax kura ye ntua ma ban enti board no san approve ni san ma musika fan kwese ejuma enti e trans ya ne hu se no sa de we si ya nhwe yi a one day no e be gu SSNIT no because investment who invested by a benye sika and I speak anyesa hotels ni nyina running ground share obebi to say Elmina Beach Hotel say the last time I was there no wa obeto hotel bi so bubu ni nyina egu na o si ne fofo omo about say neglect they can't break even so what I say into Tembia no omo ba Busia Beach the same thing so we took a decision say look management yeah mamo kwine as board Mumpe strategic investor. Na ometo shares no majority shares na e company no. So obeto majority shares na SSNIT atene ho afi its management ho. Say de be ya say wo speaker no wanya speaker no wakoto hotel bia. Me nua obetena se ma hotel na run underground sa. Sa won
Mr. Acheampong, my young clarify we answer. As majority shareholders, is SSNIT, I mean, part of the daily management of the hotels. And again, these are the same hotels almost every time, Biano. Obekono over 80 to 85% occupancy. And presumably, it is assumed say the hotels are doing well.
And occupancy is not at that level at all. Because like I told you, offer who they La Pam, I will say, occupancy. It's never true. They run far below that. If apart from maybe a Ridge Royal and I work Cape Coast, Elmina Beach, I don't think they are even running 50%. Oko Busia is nothing to talk about. So what I say. Now management, even in some of those, the SSNIT workers na kwa ejuma wo. Can you believe that? SSNIT workers ni bi secondly wo to hotel no so mo nya ejuma no. And then they work there. Na bo so me be so no. Omo ntimi entua social security on behalf of the event and other workers now when SSNIT for. At the end of the year, no dividend comes. Sikano na pompi rahosa. So we took a decision and look, ade we cost wa that year asembeba. It is SSNIT for mu yimu hu fi eyinum because in time I board no so no. Now Labadi Beach Hotel Krapo say now it had been contracted to a management company. I've forgotten the figure, but they were paying them about $3 million a year just to manage the hotel. And you bizarre who say, I didn't think that's idea. Yen ton majority shares it won't be a mobi. No back home a majority shareholder. Na yen GSC can be intimate fine investing. Na yen responsibility na a die and so the bia you see can no mano kakraba no masan abasi a mo mubi. Now move and judgment. So that was the decision that informed the board at that time to say, look, management, monko per strategic investor, no umbra. Obia, Sebi, or Nisika be remua. Nasa a Juman Gua. Problem no MA debut because I told majority shares I woman in Yatika Kakrato. She said the China dividend beba. Young secondary workers be a free business or Mukoya Juma. Then cut it down on the expenditure of SSNIT. So that was a decision that we took. Well, when I speak, I mean, the MEN said, we the interest of labor on the board. Process we started around 2018. At the time, the four of us, I mean, mentioned, were on the board. This about said there's an issue. Organized labor, person, mutia say, yeah. Nyamia Daruma, yenina yenguye. Those of us who served on that board are still alive. I didn't organize labor, intimian fraying, anchor the present board no. Nanka yemma womo, the genesis of the decision I take here. Than for them to come out and say, organized labor was not even aware. Which makes it look like say, yeah, we're not thinking about the interests of the working people.
Exactly, that is the point I was coming to, because more reps for organized labor and then more other unions in T and the Democratic SSNIT board. So now all this while, no, I mean, organized labor at its national level, no leadership, no any much information about the decisions, any the reason here. More arriving at said decisions, then it becomes quite problematic. But even in that effect, they are still telling you, say, one person, I mean, sad decision, no ebeba. Was it the decision of the board? Say, Mobeton company, the amount crankra.
That was the decision. First, a strategic investor, ABA, one of these big hotels, Marriott, or Mabeshi, almost you better know what shares maybe. And I certain mechanism, no. But it's a process. Speakers always say a process. You have to go and get somebody who will be a transaction advisor. So at the time we were leaving, we have given the clear directions to management as to what to do so that we can say maybe hotel running, because speaker, it's giving us nothing. The history of hotels now. It gives it nothing in terms of dividend. She knew about all these years. So the question is that, are we going to sit down as workers to allow monies that could have been invested in other areas to be pumped into institutions and generative here? And this I was expecting say when this whole controversy started, organized labor knew say, I mean, it was said in the media said the process started in 2018. It's not be expected say say okay 2018 na kwesi we na wo ho momi en from mumra yen friend new representatives na wo no na mi say almost say what informed that decision na yen ti mimra out here Mrs. Since am kan asem no I have received several calls amafo mu nimi yen say na mo kotra ho na mo ya the phone say. Meanwhile, organized labor now also the reason why we took these decisions, which is in the interest of the working people, As to the processes, we gave them clear directive. Mumpe strategic investor. We didn't say Munkofa Kufi and Nakwisi. First, say outsider. So, free on so and localize we are bad. That's a different matter altogether. But the point I am there. We were representing organized labor at the point where management was directed, say, on strategic investor. Now, you can't even call us for us to tell you why we made those decisions. Last meeting, will be said you must need members now, organized labor members, not boards, don't know what data when the decisions were being made. I mean, this is completely unacceptable. Now, Mama, the organized labor paying for no motive on
I see. Mr. Acheampong, quite interestingly, as at the time I'm taking side decision, as a board, now overvalue the shares as SSNIT in those hotels. I mean, na value in terms of monetary terms.
Oh, speaker, I know the just may go back to check on 18,000. But it was the majority.
Yes, I can hardly hear you. My name say what muted here.
Yeah, I say those factual no. To figures ne there, Mr. This is Mr. Echo coffee me library or coffee me files muna metime details no. But the fact I want to establish is say they were paying SSNIT nothing. No dividend was coming from them. for the 4 years I sat on the board. Yeah, dividend, these hotels here, I can once me. The best they could do was to break even. Break even, no crap on with the support of SSNIT. Me say omo de ye Bryan. Wo do unu bi a, me na me bo chairman Dr. Dukofo. Wo pa mo friend mo izam. Omo ti me de Bryan say mo musika nkoto electricity. Ah, na wo beti company na what's my company needs sika so nkoto electricity.
Kessben 92.9.
Very well. Mr. Acheampong, my young fancy, we'll get the right appropriate time. Now, I invite you to the studio because organized labor no survey a lot of threat. They have said they want to meet with president. That should not happen because they feel said there is a whole lot of conflict of interest issues. I mean, it ought not to happen. Say a minister, I mean, you be a beton Senate shares in those hotels now. It should not be a minister. And then in that effect, they are seeking audience with a president. After subsequent decisions will equally come.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I mean, whatever moves they want to make, what I want them to understand is at the time that we sat on the board, the circumstances and the situation with the hotels that SSNIT was running made it so much impossible. Say no rational human being, every time I say SSNIT to hold a stake in those businesses. You see, come house are buying to your yeah, some for Kakrani Aqua General and Akomea say, Omufanto electricity, inventory of security, and inventory income tax. I mean, the Wuti company, how many sir? If that is my concern. So, I'm going president for any other thing that I don't, and then because process don't go through. No, there's a process that they must follow. But yeah, why you did say, me free. I mean, maybe one sana or mobile out with their statement they came out.
Yes, but have you equally extended some level of communication to organized labor as former members of the board during more time and as our decisions in Efras here?
Well, I mean, I can say between me and I sought say Gayensia TUC for on some of the issues. That was way back, Kransana. Sa MP no coffee case in the buy. Unfortunately, we didn't get the opportunity to meet. Well, Speaker on Krumhano, I think said we are sick. We are sick because board processes and continue so. And it's a now board be so. Now time no so now was everywhere. The new ones now were more ban. Organized labor, if we were a very serious organization now, there should have been an orientation for the new ones who were coming. So that the old ones could tell them, say, look, these are the major, you can't tell them everything, but these are the major decisions that we as reps representing organized labor took during our tenure. Until when these things come out now, we'll be available to assist you. Because then they say, oh, could be any of the members now multi-board, so say, they have no knowledge of it.
Yes, but as board reps, doesn't the responsibility lie on you equally? Say Monso Mokwa, certain major decisions are board ebe take, at least mobile reported back to Bomada Body, na woman so I mean in terms of records taken, woman much aware of their air cost and what the interest of woman members at large.
May say if we take organized labor and the leadership as such, now we share the other people. Funny. So Moka said they didn't know say by 2018 we had said your friend is saying SSNIT must divest itself of some of the major companies our more shares because it was not helping. They were not paying anything to it and we were rather pushing money into that.
Very well. Mr. Acheampong, Mame Nawase, you better know where the Akomea because this issue keeps coming up, and then organized labor and a year Okujeto Ablakwa, I mean all of them raising substantial issues. In fact, the MP is threatening to go and organize a demonstration against this particular decision, and I hope say Drew Honoma would have that level of engagement. Now, to Akomea. So I'm grateful for your time, Anope.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.